Hello everyone, welcome back to the IndieGeekGuy channel, and we're back with more Black Sails. Last time on, well, everything happened apparently. well, where we ended off was pirates from all over the place have come together to help with the fall of Nassau. Who knows where that's going to go, if Flint's going to be able to organise them, if John Silver's going to be able to organise them. Whatever the case may be, it's a big old, did not see that coming at the end of the episode. Especially after everything going wrong for everyone for the rest of the episode. We lost Eleanor, we lost Marty, they both died, along with Flint's house. So, you know, the three players in this war for Nassau right now have lost something very important to them. And obviously Eleanor was pregnant, which I completely forgot about. Like, in the moment, I was so bamboozled by what happened last week, I just completely forgot about that side. So, presumably, he's going to find out that she was pregnant, or why would they have brought that up? Anne is alive. We got confirmation on Anne being alive, but she is in a pretty bad way, just sort of resting below decks. We don't know what's going to happen with that. Jack and Max have decided to go off on their own little jaunt, seemingly to go get Eleanor's grandfather, which I'm dubious about how that's going to play out, I should say, for them. I'm skeptical about how that's all going to come together. But yeah, we just had a roller coaster last time, and it's put everyone in a very, back foot kind of position. But we've got this small gathering, or I say small, pretty large gathering going on. Obviously, we're going to be dealing with the deaths of some people here. It's just going to be interesting to see where all our characters fall into place, and see if they're still willing to be in this fight, or if they're a bit disenfranchised with the whole thing, or what. But before we jump into this episode, please remember to hit the thumbs up button if you do enjoy the reaction and the review that happens afterwards. It helps me know you liked it, helps it get seen by more people, all that good stuff. Also consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. That's reviews, reactions, gameplay, all fun. I'll appreciate a great deal, helps the channel out a lot. There are also social links in the description, including the Discord server if you want to hop on over there and help build that community up. That would be great as well. But other than that, let's jump into Black Sails. She's all alone now. I hope this doesn't cause resentment at all. Although it'd be understandable why it would.
How are you?
Not answering that question, huh? That doesn't bode well for the romance, does it?
What happens when our enemy realizes that all it needs to do to defeat us is to take away that common cause, turn one against the other? And when that happens...
Yeah, it's a very delicate alliance that we're working with here that could easily fall apart.
But what's happening here is going to happen. This war is going to begin, with or without you.
Flint is just like, what's happening here? Oh god, here we go. Could this be the moment?
Family, may I speak, please?
Jesus, what is it?
Beg your pardon, but you'd asked to be notified when we were finished dressing the body.
Wow, that fucking hit like a lead balloon, didn't it?
I don't know how to say it.
Leave.
Beg pardon, ma'am?
Leave now, please.
Be careful. Mrs. Hudson.
You don't want to hear what he's about to tell you. Not like this.
Yeah, you're gonna maybe have this broken to you gently, not by a guy
About it this way.
who's just been dressing a dead body. Ugh, leaving us on the edge. Did she say it? Did she not?
I believe I should be with you.
I'm sure you do. The last thing I need to ever hear when Mr. Guthrie rejects our proposal is, Monsieur Constable, what sort of reward might one expect for aiding in the capture of a notorious pirate captain, such as, say, Jacques Rackham? Really?
I don't blame him.
Is that much?
I do not blame him at all.
What do you...
Somehow only just occurred to me how ruined we'll be if I fail to win the man on the other side of that door to our cause. No home, no cash, man on death's door, a ship that can barely sail.
Yeah, things are looking pretty shit for just about everyone.
So don't fail.
That's the advice. That's the advice you need. Don't fuck up. Alright?
When I was drowning up in Miranda, you helped me find my way out. Look at me.
The bromance. The bromance.
I will do the same for you. I give you my word. Just trust me.
He said that last time. He said that last time. Maybe not the best choice of words right now. He said that to him last time, and Marty ended up dead. So try not to hold that against him, John. Please. Please.
You're a pirate.
he's been made. He's been made. Get out of there, Jack.
And Jack Rackham? Did you know him?
Oh my god, he's gonna get so the ego.
What about Charles Vane? I heard he cut off a man's head and left it as a marker in the sand to anyone who would cross him.
He did do that.
A little more complicated than that.
I heard.
Charles Vane was a good man. What I told you was the truth. Put down the newspapers and read a book.
Truth isn't nearly as interesting.
Sorry? What was that?
I said the truth isn't nearly as interesting.
Jesus, that was a up and down little journey there, wasn't it?
Say what you came to say.
See if he cares. But see if he gives a shit about this, because I'm on the fence.
Your granddaughter Eleanor is dead. I come to offer an opportunity to see that offense answered. I bring you the chance, sir, to own the island, shape the regime that runs it.
No.
To which part?
All of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of it. Not interested. Not interested.
The offense to my family's name was done a long time ago.
By Eleanor's dad. I saw this coming
That is
10 miles away. The moment Max said, let's go get him, I was like, I ain't gonna work.
And who are you?
Her grandmother. Wait outside. I'll join you shortly.
Oh, the grandmother play. The grandmother play's coming in. Where's this going? Recognize this actress as well. Can't place her though.
She saw a life with you and the child, and she was determined to deliver you all into it.
But then you pressed the nuclear option, Wood Rogers, and decided to burn everything. This music is so ominous. Don't appreciate it. Oh my god, that's fucking terrifying.
A ringleader of the pirate militia. He surrendered himself.
Oh, it's gonna be fucking Billy, isn't it? There he is. Chaos Man. Complete. I have no idea where Billy's gonna go now. He's Agent of Chaos. That's what Billy is now.
Why would I even consider taking on a pirate as a partner like this?
In all the years the Guthrie family has had a relationship with Nassau, I imagine I'm the first pirate to find his way to your ear. Either I'm the single luckiest pirate in all creation, or I'm of a different sort to the rest of them.
That was a fucking good wording there, Jack. Better than what I'm doing right now, but good job, my man.
I want one thing, and one thing only. They all turned on me.
You turned on them first, Billy.
Discarded what I did for them. And I want them all to pay for it. They are strong when Flint and Silver are united. Turn them one against the other and their world collapses. I tried once and failed.
So he admits it.
But I possess the instrument necessary to make it work.
And you possess it now.
No. You do.
What the fuck? She's alive? She's alive? What happened? How does he know she's alive? Oh my god. Fucking Billy. That's all I have to say. Fucking Billy.
What sort of partner is that? So Richard would feed the tomcat. Joseph would flog him for disobeying, kick the tomcat for instigating. But the next night, the tomcat would return. And on and on and on it went. It would seem to be the history of Nassau, too, wouldn't it? I suppose the question is, in Nassau's story, which of these roles do you play?
It's an interesting question, to be honest. Interesting question, especially to be posed to Max. I feel like she's played all the roles at least once.
Progress cannot begin, and suffering will not end, until someone has the courage to go out into the woods and drown the damned cat.
You have to remove one part of the cycle in order to change it.
She's alive.
Held hostage by the governor in Nassau.
We can pay the ransom or we can have our war. But we cannot have both.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is this war more important than her life?
Yes. It is. And she knows that. Marty knows that as well. You talk about changing the world here, John. Like, come on now.
Yes, it is more important.
Fuck you! We cannot permit Woods Rogers to divide us like this. I will not permit it. Marty would not permit it, and you know it. But we're not going to permit him to kill her either.
You cannot guarantee that
we will sail to Nassau under cover of night. We will find her. We will kill anyone who stands in our way, and we will bring her home.
Come on, John. Think with your head, man. Think with your head. You know what he's saying is right. And you know it's what Marty would say too. What would Marty do? It's what you got to ask yourself, John. That's what you have to ask yourself.
Eleanor died fighting. As will I.
Fucking fair play, Marty. Fucking fair play.
There is one final test to prove our worth and to lessen the risk on her end.
Flint.
Yep. I think that might be it.
She wants him dead, and she wants me to do it.
Jesus.
Good luck, Jack. I'll aim. You gonna take him on one-on-one?
Get through the army of maroons he calls allies, get through Long John Silver, and somehow escape it all alive.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, Jack. I don't see that happening, and I feel like you... Again, most people seem to misunderstand what Flint is actually doing and why he's doing it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've been wrong this whole time. I don't know.
I do it for us. That's how it started. That's how it's going to end.
I mean, I get it. Oh, this is hard. I knew the show would do this to me. I knew it would put me at odds with Jack and Flint. I fucking knew it. God damn you. The only way I see this maybe working is if Jack convinces Flint that he needs to disappear. And that's where the Treasure Island element comes in. Flint says, okay, I'll disappear if I can take the cash. Maybe. Something like that? I don't know. I'm just pure guesswork.
You'll have to show him that you prepared for the not a treasure he wanted left in the ground. Ain't in the ground no more.
Oh my god.
You're either gonna have to concede and let him have his way, or you're gonna have to kill him.
Oh, all pistols are going to be pointing at Flint. Oh, that's where it's going to end. Yep, of course it is. On the cliffhangery of cliffhangers, everyone hates Flint again. Well, Jack doesn't hate Flint. He just has a job to kill him if they want to do their plan. So the roller coaster continues. First things first that leaped out at me there was the framing of the whole thing. One, this was a much more laid back kind of episode, but still changed the gears greatly once again. But the whole metaphor of Richard when he was a kid feeding a cat and the dad kicking him and then kicking the cat, and that cycle, applying that to Nassau and who is what role in that cycle. That seemed to be what this whole episode was largely about. Who of our players in the Nassau story are in that cycle? Which role do they play? And then Max ultimately saying the only way to break that cycle is to essentially remove one of the elements, and in this case to remove the begging cat, which would then stop the kid having to be kind to it, which would then stop the violence from the person being, it's how do we break the cycle, essentially, and who does that mean in our circle of characters it has to be removed in order to tame Nassau once and for all. It seems everyone is convinced that Flint is the element that needs to be removed, along with Woodes Rogers. Both of them, I suppose, essentially. The pair of them need to be removed so everyone else can prosper. That seems to be what everyone, or in terms of our main characters, have been led to believe. Although I'm not. The thing with Jack is interesting because I don't think he's fully convinced that killing Flint is wholly necessary in the terms of things. He just knows that he can understand where the elder Guthrie, grandmother Guthrie, is thinking in terms of getting rid of him, because he just stirs up too much trouble for her and her group, her society, because he's too much of a threat to them. Because he is, he's trying to change the world. He is trying to bring down society norms as they stand to be, and they prosper from those norms. They are wealthy because of those norms, so he is a threat to them. And everyone is just determining his actions as, brutalist and everything because they threaten that, even though he, from what we know of everything we've learnt about him and what he's trying to do, he is ultimately trying to change things for the better. He's trying to make the world free, force the world into becoming more progressive in his own very unique way. Unfortunately, vast majority of people don't see it that way. Although the show is doing this thing now where it's making me question, am I wrong? Am I wrong the whole time? Is Flint the problem? Is Flint the real problem? Or am I just sort of idealistic in that I want Flint's vision for Nassau and, the world as a whole to be that progressive thing where, slaves aren't needed and, he isn't prosecuted for having a relationship with a man and, all of that stuff. Am I just being idealistic? Am I not seeing, the things that he's doing? I don't know. I mean, the show is making me question that, but maybe it's making me question that because there are other characters that I like who are essentially trying to do the same thing. It's just that they're just focused on Nassau, whereas Flint wants to change everything. Obviously, big twist here is Marty is alive. I honestly did not see that coming. Generally did not see that happening. How does Billy know, for starters? Did he just see them pick her up or whatever? I have to assume that's what happened. And Billy just becoming pure chaos at this point. Billy's gone on a journey. To be fair, in terms of just looking at Billy as a character who has gone through this show, he has gone through one hell of a journey. I really liked Billy at the start, and I still like him as a character. It's just really frustrating when he had that scene with Woodes Rogers when he's like, look, they betrayed me, I want my revenge. You betrayed them first. What? You're just angry and bitter at the fact that you started this resistance. The people, mainly John Silver, the person you built up to be the figurehead of that, came in, stepped into the role you made for him, and took it away from you, even though that was the plan the whole time. And he's angry that John was like, I'm going to bring Flint with me on this journey, even if you don't like that, Billy, because, Flint is good at his job. So why wouldn't I? And then subsequently did everything within his power to get rid of Flint and remove him from that position, and to hell with the consequences of what that might mean for the movement that he started. And I don't know, it's frustrating seeing a character who I liked, who felt like he was in a strong place. Like I remember back, what was it, a season or two ago, where he was defending Flint, I will not have someone stand up against Flint, and booted off all those mutinous crew members and everything. I was like, yes, Billy, yes, you're doing the good work. And now we're in this, we've somehow come here. I understand it though. I understand Billy's journey in terms of he's been given the short end of the stick quite a lot of the time, and he hasn't got all the pieces, and he's just acting on what he does know, and it's kind of led him to this. But oh my god, the fact that he can't see his own hypocrisy sometimes is amazing. And now finally it seems like we're falling into what I, knew would happen eventually, is the divide between Flint and John in a very meaningful way, in that clearly John looks like he's dug up the treasure and is bringing it with him as a plan B. And, if anything demonstrates that he doesn't trust Flint's plan, that is it. That's him not trusting the plan. Granted, it was kind of purposely done, and you can see why he might make this choice, given that the last time Flint said, "Trust my judgment, trust me," Marty died. Now he's saying, "Trust me again." John Silver's like, I trust me. I trust myself, okay? You do you. We'll see how that goes, but I trust me more than anything. Which I get. The show has done a very good job at making me understand where these people are falling into these positions. So I understand where John Silver is coming, but he is truly just thinking with his heart more than anything in this moment. Like, he isn't thinking about the bigger picture. He isn't thinking about what Marty wants either. He is thinking purely, I want to save her life for me. And it kind of tunes into an earlier scene in an earlier episode when he sort of spoke to Marty about, would I be enough for you if we let this war go? And, it's tuning into that. Clearly what John Silver wants isn't wholly of this revolution and this resistance. He's found something in Marty that is more important to him. Problem is, I think Marty is on the same page as Flint right now. They're seeing this bigger picture that they're fighting for. And yeah, the divide is happening, and I'm not looking forward to it. Woodes Rogers, man, like I said in the reaction, thank God he doesn't have a Death Star, because he is just going, I will blow everything up, everything, burn it all, everything I don't agree with, don't like, we're getting rid of it, properly going off the deep end, but in a really kind of subtle performance that I really like. Like, the actor is killing it in terms of this menacing, evil, seething, but whilst understanding where that has come up from, because, in many ways he is a coin flip of Flint. In many ways he's kind of what people fear Flint is in a lot of ways, but Flint doesn't actually do those things. But I do enjoy the performance of Woodes Rogers. He is, it's very subtle and downplayed, and it's getting harder and harder to read what is actually going on in his head as the show goes along. He seems to be genuinely beating himself up, though, about some of the choices he's made, but he doesn't seem to be learning from that. He doesn't seem to be like, well, maybe I should change what I'm doing because, I got my wife and child killed based on my actions because I was angry about the fact that she was going to surrender the island and everything. I don't know. I definitely feel like he's going to get his comeuppance at some point. Like, it's going to happen. But what form that's going to take, I don't know. And I don't know what he's going to do when they arrive to get Marty and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of options. Woodes Rogers he's nuts, I think. I think he's finally just taken the diving board off the edge of his brain. He's not all there. He's distressed, and that old violent nature of his is just coming out all the way. The Guthrie thing was interesting, though. I liked that there's this, like, how the wealthy Guthrie part of the family is essentially run kind of similarly to how all the pirate stuff has been run, where there's this face, there's someone behind the face operating everything, and like that whole back and forth that's going on there. It's interesting, like, how similar, like, society is to how pirates run everything, and it's just a case of they won the system and you didn't win the system. It's just an interesting little commentary on things, I think. In terms of Jack and Flint, I've said this a long time ago, that I knew that the show would do something to put those two directly against one another in some way. And it's been teased with over the seasons, and they've had their antagonistic relationships with one another, and, it's gone back and forth. But here we've got a direct Jack, you have to go kill Flint. That is your mission now in order to achieve the things that we're setting out to achieve. I don't know how that's going to play out. Jack could die. It feels like the thing is that has me worried is that it does feel like Anne. It looked like Anne was being left there at the end, and it felt like a kind of, is this the last time they're going to see each other kind of moment? That's generally what it felt like. So I don't know. I don't know if Jack comes back from this, if he tries to commit to the plan, or if he tries to come up with, like I say, to try and convince Flint to disappear. That confrontation is going to be it's going to be hard when it comes about. Now that it has been set up, I hope we see it, or some other mad corner turning moment that I don't see could upset the whole thing. But I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I want to see it, but at the same time, I kind of don't. It does feel like every episode that is a gear shift into a whole other realm. It's still very enjoyable. I don't know where we're going to end up at the end of all this, but it's nerve-wracking. But no, super strong episode. It was, like I say, a bit more laid back in terms of how it was telling the story. It was a lot more people just having it out with one another and scheming and planning and figuring each other out and all that kind of stuff, but I think was kind of needed after last time's bamboozlement. We kind of needed a, like, okay, this is where everyone is and where they're going now, and I think that was needed. So I appreciated that kind of more relaxed pace, I suppose is the right way to describe it in this episode. I loved the scene between Jack and the girl when he first arrived in the Guthrie manor. I assume what it was. The whole idea of how news has lied or stories are being told about them. And I like the context of that's what Jack always wanted. Jack wanted stories about him to flow out, and now he's starting to realize that maybe it's not worth it, because if it's lies and it gets out of hand and misrepresents him, maybe that isn't a good thing. Like the idea of he sees Vane as a good man, flawed but a good man, and that's the truth of it. And he's kind of a bit upset by the fact that that legend of Vane has become something that he didn't see Vane as. But yeah, you know, that whole idea of your legend going somewhere out of your own control was touched upon there a little bit, and I really like that scene. It was a good little moment. I think it provided a bit of, hopefully, some context for Jack in terms of what he's about to go and do now, and we'll see if that informs some of his choices. But yeah, solid episode. I really enjoyed it. Lots of fun little details and stuff. So yeah, good times overall in this episode of Black Sails. It does set up a lot of concerning stuff going forward. But yeah, good time. Enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button. It helps me know you liked it. It helps it get seen by more people. All that good stuff. Also, consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. That's reviews, reactions, gameplay, all fun stuff. I'll appreciate it a great deal. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.